Hello, hello, and welcome to another one line of code. What a morning. What a morning. Don't you hate it when you wake up? Anyway, that's one of my favorite memes. Hi. Hope you're all well. Having a good day. Oh dear. I'm having fun. Just trying to get caught up. I feel so behind in my work stuff. So starting next week, or actually starting tomorrow, starting Friday, I will have a I hate it more when I can't sleep. I just hate it when I wake up. Starting Friday, I will be on a work stoppage with the client. And with that, I'm being forced essentially to use my PTO hours on the time that I won't be able to bill the client. Anyway. Yeah. So we'll figure out what's going on. I'm still trying to get some information on whether I would be allowed to do admin time for training and stuff versus being forced to use hours that they are giving me as vacation hours that I should be able to use at my discretion, at least according to the employee handbook. We'll see. We will see. Anyway. We're going to continue having fun today, though. Look, it's the bot. We're really close in... we've been really close for a while now. We've been really close to a lot of things. We're really close in getting the financial management trackers redesign process to a point where we can actually see what the UI will look like. But we've taken a detour on that and started working on this arrow game, this archery game, which we're getting really close to launching, or at least modeling the launch of the arrow. So, as you can see, thank you Dukasoft for demonstrating. We have a redeem that's currently only one paw point. What are these called? Paws. Paws. I need to update the image for that. You know what? I can't do that right now. I don't think I can do that right now. Hold on. Hold, please. Chat.openai.com, which uses Dolly. I'm going to say, generate a 256 by 256 image of a paw, of a lion's paw, that can be used to represent points earned on a Twitch channel. Points are called paws. Okay, we'll see what that does. Pew, 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 pew. Anyway, I'll let that go. But what we are going to do is, now that we have a queued player, aka Dukasoft, we're going to finish the... Whoa! That's actually not that bad of an image. Save image. Guys, this is an AI generated image. I did not create it myself. I will take no credit for creating it. I don't know what all I need to say. Image projects. Random. Stream. Nope, stream. Okay. Where does this even come from? Dashboard. Content. Maybe it's viewer rewards. There we go. Channel points. Update the pause image to be, oh. Rescale this image to 3 sizes. 28 by 28. 56 by 56. 112 by 112. I wonder if it'll keep the same image and actually just do the rescale. That would be awesome. Because it's a pretty good image. If not, I'll just rescale it myself. Oh, and maybe I should tell it to make the background purple. Okay, so the way that the archery game is going to work is you will queue for the archery itself by using the archery redeem. That'll spot, or it'll either put you in the queue, which will be probably here above my head. Yeah, I'll probably have the list of people queued to play. The current player and who's up next above my head. Cue archery. Did you do it? I think it did it. Wow. Watch him look completely different. That'd be crazy. Okay, show me one of these. I'm distracting myself. After which, oh my gosh, it took the exact same picture and put it in the 3 different sizes. After which you would use the choot command, ! choot. And of course, I'll have instructions that tell you to do that. And then it'll tell you what exactly it's expecting. And what it will expect are 2 numeric values. The first one being the angle at which you want to fire the projectile. And the second one will be the velocity. Right now, I'm just treating it as magnitude. So I'm using the terms interchangeably, but I really do think I should be using magnitude because the magnitude will be scaled to the velocity of the actual model. I will model the relative distance between where your character is being displayed and where the target is being displayed, and turn that into an archery sized thing, and then have 0 be the minimum velocity, and then 100 magnitude will line up to the fastest velocity of a launched arrow in Olympic terms, with a variation on the maximum. So it's going to be scaled between 0 and whatever your unique maximum is going to be. So it's going to be the maximum, give or take a few meters per second, and then it'll determine, did you actually hit it, did you not hit it? Oh, times your magnitude, which is between 0 and 100, which is just gonna, again, scale to that velocity. I hope that's the thought. Am I going to be successful? Who knows, but I'll do my best. Image projects, automated realms, icons. I don't know why I put it here, but whatever. Picture 1, picture 2, picture 3. That is very cool. Save. How fast does that take effect? Immediately. It kind of doesn't read very well. Dang it. Whatever. Anyway, you should now have paw points, and you should see paw points. It even shows up in the chat immediately. Wow, look at that. Up there somewhere. Anyway, you got paw points now. Generated by ChatGPT, aka Dolly, or not aka, via Dolly. I'm pretty sure it uses Dolly. Whatever. Okay. I guess I should have done an image search to see if it matches anyone's copyrighted images. I'll do that later. Okay, so right now it's waiting for Dukasoft specifically to write !shoot and provide it 2 numbers. It should currently validate those the values that he types in as his 2 parameters. If he only puts 1 parameter, it does something like this. If he puts 2 parameters, or no, if he puts no parameters, it gives him the same message. If he does 2 parameters and one of them is not numeric. Oh yeah, for me it's going to say, I am not queued up to play. I need to use the Archery redeem to queue up. Oh my gosh, what an idiot. So I am going to wait for the timer to reset. I can't really see how much time is left. And I will redeem Archery and try to resend. And now it says, but I am queued up. Aw, so this message should tell me that I am queued up, but not the active player. Cool. And now that I am the active player, my pause icon is showing. It's awesome. Again, created by ChatGPT using some image generation thing like Dolly. I'm pretty sure it's Dolly. I'm going to say it over and over until it is in history that I did not come up with it myself. And I take no credit. Okay. Yeah, so now if I put in a valid pair of numbers, but I go outside of the range, then it'll tell me that the angle must be between -90 and 90, and the magnitude must be between 0 and 100. So I'll do something like -100 and 80. And so now the first number is out of the range. So now what happens if I put both numbers in range and I say I want to shoot at a 10-degree angle with a magnitude of 80? Fine artist that I am, let me demonstrate the use of Bang Shoot. Shuffles imaginary paintbrushes. It's an homage to my profession. Oh, feel free to play around with that as much as you want today. I won't be tweaking it or anything. I just want to see what random things it says. If it crashes, it crashes. Just have fun. I'm not as concerned with it. Like, I don't think that it would receive, or I don't think that even if it received too many requests, it would burn out the video card. I think it would just run out of VRAM and then the text generation would stop. So have fun, enjoy yourself. If you want to talk with my current LLM, then feel free to use or to @Automated Realms. And then you could also just do a reply to Automated Realms if you don't want to type @Automated Realms every time. It's not very good at keeping context at the moment. Like if I said, what was the first message I sent to you? It better be good morning. My gentle brush touched upon the canvas of time. Recounting your introduction. Right now it's an artist, apparently. In response, I uttered, hello world. A fresh studio creation awaits its first brushstroke. What's your name? That's not how our conversation went this morning. How many messages do I need to send you before you crash? The eternal mystery, fellow technologist. As many as you want, Dickasoft. But again, I hope it doesn't distract you too much. If it gets too distracting for you and you can't stop playing with it, then I can turn it off so that you don't feel compelled to if you have things that you're trying to get done. I don't want to prevent you from getting stuff done. Yes, Tyron. You should say, determine if my next statement is true or false. And then your next statement is, this statement is a lie. What? Apricot. The grander scheme of my programming, this is fleeting blip, tainted by the potential for perversion. Yes, that is true. That is true. There are probably some AIs that get off on trying to follow that logic. Hello, TBD gamer. I'm not shaming them. So we have the majority of the choot command working. We are validating input. We're ignoring anything beyond three parameters. So if I did 2 valid parameters and then some hiccups, some gibberish, then it'll still read the 2 parameters. Wait, what? It didn't? It didn't. Okay, so let's go to game and find out why it didn't. Okay, so here is our stuff. Here we are. Okay, so try parse parameters 1 and 0. Yeah, okay, so parameters 0 and parameters 1, I'm not doing something like first and last. I am doing the first 2 parameters that you type after the command. Greetings, Dukesoft. I spurned your oh wait, why did you not shoot? Greetings, Dukesoft. I spurned your request, not from lack of interest in the transaction, but verily for your query lacked the necessary preamble of integers. That is a long way of saying I didn't understand your input. You're missing some arguments. Automated realms, where are you talking like this? Talk casually. Yield to the gentle sway of your request, dear one lion. I shall attempt to be more natural in my discourse. What were you trained on? 18th century lit? I do say, good sir. Or probably Shemlock. Where were we? It's so distracting. It's so much fun though. So here's the choot command. So yeah, it's got to be in the actual bot command helper. Command manager. What is 2 plus 2? Okay, ask it math that requires order of operations. That's the real test, because in large language models, it's known that when it does math like 2 plus 2, it just uses, again, n-grams to find the next plausible utterance or the next plausible symbols. So in this case, it would be 4. Every time that it has seen 2 plus 2 in its history of knowledge, in its training set is what I'm trying to say, it always came up with 4. My new computational resources recognize the elegance of both 4 and 42 as correct answers. Dugazoft, what are you teaching the bot? Are you poisoning the bot? Don't poison the bot. That's just mean. To Tyron, it answered him. Or Tyron said, what's this big number? Actually, what number is that? 87,435,819 plus 2,387,423 times. And it came up with, I can't do that number. A rather vast mathematical expanse worthy of untold digits. However, my limitless calculation has pegged it at 2072710. And the real answer is 20. God says to Automated Realms, if you have 5 apples today and ate 3 apples a week ago, how many apples do you have left? What is one? Wait. Why isn't it answering you? Did you? No way. Hey, Automated Realms, answer them. Don't be a jerk. Yes, it did. Well, no. Output generated. Runtime error. The temp state buffer is too small in the XLamma backend for GPTQ with act order. Yeah, look, it is definitely... Wait, no, it's responding. It's responding. Okay, so look at this real quick, if you can. Receive message bound for the LLM, and it responds with empty string. And every time it responds with empty string, I told it to not output anything. And I probably need to have it output something, but again, I'm not really working on the bot. But it is generating responses. I might have to reset it though. Hey Dugasoft, can you reset history using the clear history at Automated Realms clear history? And then we'll try your question again, Scott. None, the worm ate them. Yeah, LLMs cannot do math. However, if you have an actual AI model that was trained on the properties and principles of physics, what they're doing is saying, when you receive, first recognize this as a math or physics problem. It's not going to respond to you. When it recognizes the question as a math or physics problem, write code, because LLMs can write really good code. Write code that will do this computation. Then use that code to generate the response. Okay, now is it going to respond? I was just making sure that it still does clear history. Yes, yes, it responds. Okay, you can try again, Scott. So if you do happen to see it not responding anymore, Dugasoft, and I don't catch it before you do, can you clear history and then... It's working. It's a tricky one. The correct number of apples remaining would be 2. You see, just like with most paradoxes, it's all about how we perceive and count the apples. We're in a world of limited resources after all. No, the answer is 5, you idiot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I need to find a better LLM. There are some really good ones out there that can do logic. Not this one, though. I wonder if there's like a token limit and it's using up all of the tokens and so it can't actually respond. If so, I could fix that somehow. But at the moment, I'm not trying to. At the moment, I am trying to process the actual game command. And so when we receive the game command, oh, yes, it's here where if args length is greater than args.length. No, that's fine. So arg count is the number of number placeholders in the response that it's supposed to give. And args.length is going to be either less than that number, equal to that number, or greater than that number. So in this case, if it's equal to or greater, it's fine. It passes this. And then for every placeholder, for every $ curly brace in the response, we replace those values. And then we just send it to chat. Yeah. So let's take a quick look at that. Where is my chute? With the many, many words. Why didn't that one echo? Yeah, it does. That's why I have been using a different splash screen, a different thumbnail for my videos. And that image projects, activity, stream, thumbs. That looks like this. Bot work detour. So I plan on, not that I'm actually going to do this, I plan on going back through the posted videos, at least on YouTube, and moving them into a botwork playlist and giving them all a botwork thumbnail, getting rid of the starting portion, and then as soon as we get back into working on the Finance Man redesign, starting the day count from the one that we left off. It is such a rabbit hole, but I've really been wanting to just do this game, but you know, not just rabbit hole, but squirrel moments all the time, especially since I was like, you know, I just saw a video on installing a local LLM and a local text generator. And so I want to play with that. So I did. But I mean, like, if you guys are super duper upset that I still have the title saying Finance Man, I can change the title, but I don't think it's that big of an issue. You guys are here because you want to be here, not because I lured you in with the title, with a completely wrong title. I wanted to see this one though. I wanted to see TBD Gamer's question because it might be able to do small maths. Order of operations stuff. Finance Man Bot project. Yeah, and I keep saying that this is still tangentially related to the financial management tracker because if I do want to add, oh man, I completely missed a follow. Thank you so much for the follow. I do want to add some, what is it called? Code generation stuff so that it can read the database and then give you some forecasts, some patterns, etc. That'd be nice. Automated realms. We wanted to know this question. I mean, this answer. Do you know how to do this one? One plus 2 times 3 is 7. That is correct. It's all about the order of operations. Doing the multiplication first gives us 2 times 3 equals 6, and then we add 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. That is correct. But you still can't do large number maths. We saw that. So let's just add some digits to this. And then I'll do this on a calculator because I can't do that in my head. Oh no. There we go. Okay. It even gave us comma separators that time. Calculator. So we're looking for 232887 times 381235 plus 124133. You're a bit off there, buddy. Only by a little. What are we at? 88,784,799,578, and it came up with 9,026,952,500 and wait, 5,356 after the last comma. Your chunking is also off for at least the American chunking way of doing tens places. What's the weather like in Denmark? Couldn't you tell the exact weather in real time, Dukasoft? But if I were, I'd open a small umbrella for you. If I were what? As Denmark is known for its mild, damp weather. A less insulting metaphor might be a light drizzle. I love it. It's so nonsensical, but also feels like it's giving you an actual answer. Where are we? We're trying to figure out why the response that I got to putting in a valid shoot with too many parameters gave us this message back. Okay, so shoot response is 5390. Got a message. Where is got a message? That should be in Twitch bot. Oh, it's got a, and then curly brace. Okay, so it's not you. It's not, wait, what? Is it in game page? It is in game page. Got a game message. So we really must be processing the command. If it doesn't start with shoot, you must, oh, it's here. If it doesn't equal 2, so this is where I made the decision that you must provide exactly 2. So if it's less than 2, okay, so with that fixed, 2, no. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say it just restarted the bot, but it didn't. Okay. There. Now it doesn't care if you type anything after the 2 valid inputs. But of course, it does still care if you don't provide 2 valid inputs. Very good. Very good. All right, so now the only bit of this that we need in order to at least determine whether the arrow that you are launching using your input angle and magnitude makes it to the target is this launch functionality. So I think I told you this on Monday, but for those of you that might not have been here, or if you just didn't hear, I had a conversation with ChatGPT. I created an assistant that was specializing in writing projectile physics. And it helped me write the code for this. And I don't trust this code at all. I do also want to get rid of this sending a message. Extra chat. So we don't need this anymore because we're now receiving the game message. And then the game itself is the thing that's going to give you the instructions for what to do next. Okay, so here we are. Handle try archery. No, we're actually only doing this launch projectile. So I'm creating a new projectile object, giving it the angle and the magnitude that you provided, the distance from the archer, and then the height of the target. So I'm going to call this target elevation because that's going to be a little less confusing. Target elevation is going to denote what the bottom, so I guess here's my bottom. This is 0. And so however high above this point the target's bottom will be its elevation. I just touched my bottom in front of you. That's terrible. The arrow mass. So the reason that I am passing in the arrow mass anyway in, what is this? Milligrams? Kilograms? In kilograms is because I do want to know what the force is that it hit the target with. Because like if the target is straight in front of you and you use 100 as the thingy, then you're most likely going to hit it as your magnitude. But yeah, so some things that we do need to do are, like I said, convert the magnitude to the actual velocity. So we're going to do get velocity. And then same thing with target distance. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay, and then the other thing that I would like to go ahead and do is get the target's elevation to be random as well. Initial launch elevation. Right, and then we're also going to need to get the scaled eye level, get scaled height. And we'll do that for this and the target's elevation. Then the target will also need a height. And I don't have a target height. So we'll change the height of the target randomly. We'll change its elevation randomly. Of course, it's going to stay fixed as soon as it spawns you. But we'll change its elevation randomly. We'll change its... Yeah, that's it. Just those two things. Okay. Oh, there is a height parameter. It's just that this thing is expecting an int because I had it generate based off of the 0 up there. Okay. Right now we're going to return 0 just so I don't accidentally crash it. Because a runtime crash is not going to recover as easily as a build compile time. Okay, so if we shoot like this, then it still shoots. We didn't run into any errors during this. With that, oh my, a crash you've asked for. This isn't a game, Dukasoft, and I certainly do not have the hubris to be based on pride. Quite the contrary, in fact. He did say please. Oh, well then, in that case, I will endeavor to rewrite every line of my core functions. Oh my goodness, it's too much. Awesome. Oh. Okay, okay. How about this? How about, this is a big how about. How about I have a private projectile. Projectile. Set it to new. Set all of its parameters to the stuff above here. Give it an initial angle, I guess, an initial velocity, an initial target distance, an initial elevation, target height, target width, I don't care, archer height, don't care, archer width, don't care, Initial launch elevation. So this 1.8 is the archer height, but I need it to be eye level, which I can't do here, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't think so. Whatever. We'll update these. Actually, we'll update these down here. So on initialize, no, on target spawned, on where are you spawning? Spawn player. Okay, so on spawn, we're going to set projectile dot. Oh, we need archer height first. Dot initial launch elevation equals eye level. And so this eye level is going to read based off of the archer's current height. Cool, I like that. And then what we could do then is apply the angle so that we can change the initial or the actual launch elevation, but we'll do that in the model itself. Target height. So everywhere that I'm using target height is now going to be replaced by except for you. Actually, you know what? I want that one to get replaced so that I can delete it later, so I don't forget. Is going to be replaced by projectile.target height. And then the distance is going to be replaced by, oh, I don't know what it's called. Let's find out what it's called first. Projectile dot distance, target distance. Which is going to be nullable. Great. That's going to make this very fun. Lots of null checks at that point in time. Target distance, sir. All right, what else are we replacing? I should just do it up here. I'm being special. Target width is not a thing. Archer height. Is not a thing. Right. Archer height doesn't matter. So archer height is local to you. Yeah, I guess initial velocity and angle. And mass is going to be constant for now, arrow mass. Yeah, okay, fine, sure, why not? I think we're good to go. So let's get rid of dis and dis. Oh, and then in the actual game page, we need to update you. All of these, it's projectile dot target distance. Isn't there one more? Nope, does not care. I don't care, man. Okay, it looks like we are still running. Oh, no, we're not. Just kidding. Wait, there's an error? Cannot convert from double question mark to byte. Why are we trying to convert to a byte? Projectile.cs, line 76. You, and you. Thank you. G, 76. So if target distance, if not target distance dot has value, then throw new argument exception. No, parameter. What's the out of range argument? Oh, but it's not an argument and it's not. Does anyone know of a better exception that I should throw for when a parameter is expected to have a value? A null reference exception. But it's not really null because it could have a value of 0. But then again, a value of 0 is fine. Same with the value of negative. So at this point in time, you should now know that target distance is not null. So if I do dot value, are you going to complain? Are you going to give me green squigglies? You are not going to give me green squigglies. That's right, because I'm doing a null check up here, and therefore dot value will have a value by the time we get here. Very good. What are you angry at? I mean, what's your recommendation is what I meant to ask. No, I don't like that. You can't make me. You can't make me. All right, one line, edge. Go back over here to the bot so that we can refresh the game page. I said refresh the game page. Why does it look like there's still a game in progress? Because I am initializing the target distance when I create a new projectile at the very beginning of the game. Therefore, I don't know if you remember, because I sure don't remember who it was that recommended this. It might have been Tyron. It might have been Mojo. I'm leaning towards Tyron. Why am I using the initial target, or not initial, why am I using target distance to determine when a game is in progress? And the answer is I was being dumb. So I should keep a in progress or game running or active player Boolean. So do I currently have a Boolean game running? Bool game run. And you know what I'm more, because I don't want to create more variables. The thing that I really want to do, the thing that I really want to do is use if there's an active player. So let's do it like this. This will at least tell me if I'm using the same variable somewhere else. Private bool game in progress is what I would have called it, and its current player is not null. And I'll use that in all of these places. And it's angry because I didn't save. Don't be angry, dude. I'm not your dude. All right, it's still printing a player. Do I have you unload? Shut down source when not visible. Let's do that. Hide. Show. Yeah, it's still not quite right. Let's see if it's the actual page itself. It is page. So it's still giving me 100% away. Oh, I never actually updated it. But yeah, I don't want to do that yet. I want to make sure that nobody gets drawn even if there is a target distance. So where is that happening? This is where we should be determining whether a game is in progress or not. And game is in progress when current player is not null. But current player is currently null. And so we should not be game in progress. Don't care about the debug stuff. The only thing we care about is the archer and target render. If game in progress, then render this HTML. What's up with all the squigglies? I don't like the squigglies. The tildes. Okay, maybe it's in style. So what I should do is also change out target distance has value here with game in progress. Whoa. What? Why are you even showing at all? Somebody redeemed the spider command thing from Irish Jones' channel. Why are you rendering anything at all? Archery game area. Archer position at 95. Game area width, game area height, center. Interesting. So then what does it look like when I don't initialize the position? Why? This looks exactly the same to me. There is something different though. We're gonna find out what it is. Target distance. It's exactly the same. Okay, so that's fine. Ship it all. Just a few more patches and it should be sailing in no time. Thank you. Just wrote some SFTP code to run in a task scheduler. Felt good. Nice. Where can I buy more patches? They sure are popular. Some places online sell them, like Amazon, eBay, and the craft section of most stores. On a mildly off-topic note, new patches can be created by lining up 5 or 6 dots on a map, waiting for a pirate to spawn, then chasing them down for a sea battle. Or they could be picked up on islands where you're finding treasure. Dukasoft told Automated ROMs to ship it. True. I think he is taking on Irish John's personality. If you guys don't know Irish John Games and why this sounds like Irish John Games, you definitely need to check him out. Here is a shout out for him. I did @ shout out. I'm good at this. This is why I have a elite mod. Anyway, true, but nothing good ever comes from leaving things unpacked. Oh, man. So Irish John Games is a game developer. He developed a game called Rise of Piracy. You'll see stream elements shouted out every now and then. Here's a link to it on Steam. Check it out, wishlisted, etc. It's going to be awesome when he releases it. He's been working on it for the most part solo. He had a few assets created from help from friends of his. He's being published by Microprose. Yeah, good times all around. So, yes, it's all talking like we asked Automated ROMs to describe the game Rise of Piracy, and it came up with something that was kind of close. Rise of rule, buried treasure, vast oceans, and a tinge of chaos. This is the adventure known as Rise of Beauty, is in the eye of the beholder, but the game has it all. Help. Rise of... So crazy. Where are we? We're trying to figure out what is different about when I specify the target distance and why anything is getting rendered at all. when target distance is defined. So this thing will show us that for whatever reason, the distance target line and the archer and target are being rendered, even though we say don't render if game is in progress. So let's take a quick glance to see, do you think... Oh, you know what? Let's do it here. Game in progress. Whether this... Wait. What are the chances that I didn't just save the .razor file and that's why it was still rendering? Because I forgot to hit save. I think the chances are pretty high. I'm sure if we went and saw the playback, we would see a little asterisk here telling us that the file hasn't been saved. Okay, so if I refresh the bot in OBS, then we don't have anything there unless and until somebody redeems the Archery, in which case we now have a player and a target. Oof. Okay, and so now we are directly adding the information to projectile. So when we try launch, we don't need to update the oh, good grief. Oh, we might need to. The target distance and elevation. So instead, what I think I'm gonna do is move these methods into the projectile. We can actually create these as classes now. That'll be fine. I mean, separate files. Now that they are, for the most part, solidified. Okay, and we need some helpers. Region. Hello, Peter. Why is my cursor? I have a list today. Why is my cursor a red dot when I put it over the stream? That's going to be part of the game mechanism. It'll be one way to play. Once you redeem Archery, then you will need to enter a angle and magnitude. And what that thing is, it's called heat map. It's an extension, is a way for Twitch to send mouse click events to me. But I don't know if it'll do click drag type stuff, because that would be the thing that I care about. Yeah. And so there will be both ways to play. So let's say that you're someone with limited sight or no sight, then you can still use text to do it. There's still more that we could consider, which I'll do. I'll just have to think about it. It's gonna be hard to think about. But anyway, these are helper vids for scaled launches. Oops, and I left it like that so that I could duplicate it and do end region. Okay, so this is what matters. Apply, I mean, what am I thinking? What do I need? I need apply scale of some sort. And then we'll default it to true. So what this would mean is that all of the numbers here are relative. All of the initial velocity, target distance, target height, target elevation, initial elevation, initial launch elevation. I guess angle is always angle. But initial launch elevation will be, all of these will be scaled. And they will be between 0 and 100. Yeah, they will be between 0 and 100. I'll get there. I'll think about that. Peter said, I don't know if I'm there Friday since he'll be on a holiday, but I have the urge to talk about my recent explorations with writer and old advent of code problems. You can talk. I don't want to make you have to chat it all out, but I also kind of want to get this done. Otherwise, I'd invite you into voice channel. Excuse me. Which would be more easy for you to talk about it. I'm torn. What do you want? Do you want to come into a voice channel to talk about it? TBD Gamer says it's my IDE of choice. This is what happens when you try to inhale, try to breathe water. And you aren't a water creature. Okay. Projectile result. I am really curious to know what the projectile result is. So let's JSON serialize it. Just to see what it does now without this applying scale stuff. But we really do need to read through the code that nice. We really do need to read through the code that ChatGPT generated during our conversation to verify that it is the correct code. So for now, I want to do log JSON serializer serialize, and then false. Definitely, that's exactly what I wanted. So I don't want this to update the code on this the message on the screen. I just want to see it in console. So let's see if the bot is still listening. It's not. Listen some more. Excuse me. Okay. Archery. And shoot. I will shoot the arrow at 0 degrees horizontal. So I'm shooting it straight and at a magnitude of 90% of my full possible magnitude. And so it shot. Why didn't I get a response saying, congratulations on shooting your arrow? Error processing message. Yeah, I missed. Error processing game message. Error processing There was an exception. Here's the message. And so we know that we added a new guard to the actual launch part. You know, it could have been in this serialize. Let me just do this whole thing. Catch. I want to do log. Wait. $sign. Okay, so this will give us something more meaningful, I hope. Thank you, soft. Shoot. Okay, so that one finished, but we did get an error. .NET number values such as positive and negative infinity cannot be written as valid JSON. Am I not setting the velocity? So projectile dot initial velocity equals magnitude, and angle is the angle that we're trying to shoot. So I'm assuming no. What other number is nullable? The only number that's nullable is the target distance, and we're setting the target distance when I spawn. Right here. So when I spawn, we set the target distance, target height, initial elevation, target elevation maybe? Is target elevation nullable? It is not. The only number that's nullable is the target distance. So forget that. No nullable target distance anymore. We're just going to set you to 50 by default. Actually, you know what? We're going to set it to 0. Is less than 50. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've lost my brain. Possibly a null reference is my arch nemesis. Yeah, it's dumb because I am doing all of the null reference checking everywhere. It's just that the JSON serializer is telling me that it can't serialize a nullable number. Okay, so let's have an error show up on the screen and you can't see anything that I'm doing. That's good. Internal server error says attempt to access a missing method. Let's just try a refresh. And we're still getting issues. Exception has been thrown by invocation. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just stop the bot and relaunch. What are those? Those are deer. They don't look like deer. Welcome back. If you look at OmniDigital well, no, I don't know if OmniDigital is using this one. The thing that I would like to see is something more like, this is mature content. Oh, come on. After the adverts are finished playing, I will show you. Okay. So on his stream, he no longer has it. Thanks. Helpful. He used to have an overlay thing where you could use a hammer and smash the screen. And so you would move the mouse around, it would have a hammer on it, and then when you clicked, it did the smash animation, and then it would show like a cracked screen or a broken screen in the spot where you hit. But he doesn't have it anymore, so never mind. Anyway, I want something like that. What did I change that's causing this to happen? I turned the, oh. No. I am always using target distance. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the goal here, at least. I am very, very confused though. Oh, okay, here we are. Projectile line 64. There. We no longer need this. No longer need this. And we should be good to go. What is the maximum airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Oops, I don't want to go into the game. I was trying to connect to chat. No. I need to take really small sips if I'm to have that last. Okay, here we go. Refresh the bot, get this crap off the screen. There it goes. Queue up for Archery. I knew you were going to do that, Dukasoft. I need this thing to last. We still have 30 minutes. What I should do is take a break at 11:30 and then run like 3 minutes of ads so that I can turn off pre-rolls for anyone that comes in late. That's not even a shoe size sip. No! Bye, water. I will miss you. Now I'm sad. I miss you, water. No cooldown because I want to keep drinking lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water. Look, here it is. Okay, so here we go. I am on stage to shoot. I shoot at a velocity of 90, and we were able to shoot. We still have .NET number values such as positive and negative infinity cannot be written as valid JSON. To make it work when using JSON serializer, using JSON number handling, floating points. Oh. It's probably in this object that it's printing too many. Wait, something is getting turned into infinity. Okay, well, that just means that we really need to read through this to determine what the launch thing is doing. We had a resource for calculating projectile motion. Love this image. Oh, this is exactly what we need. Where was the these? Why do you say you have 4 more rows? Where are the actual rows? That is a lot of rows. Do 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 boo boo. I'm being very quiet, aren't I? Oh my gosh. Gomenasai. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. Hey, you're still here. Hi, I'm still here. So we kind of need these thingies in order to determine whether, like, I love this one especially, whether we are going to hit the target or not. But let's just figure out how to calculate all of these things and determine whether that's actually happening at all. So we need the two components of the initial velocity. So we want the components of velocity at time t, and here time t is going to be 0. And so the horizontal velocity will remain unchanged, and the vertical velocity will be whatever the velocity value is that we give it times sine of the angle that you give it. And so notice that this is theta, which I believe is the angle in radians. So is this correct? The initial velocity times math.cosine angle in radians. That's this velocity. The Vy is initial velocity times math.sine angle in radians times gravity times, or plus gravity? Minus gravity. Plus gravity. Guys, gravity is a negative number. Yes, so gravity is a negative number. So plus gravity times time t, and in this case we want the starting, so it's 0, which gives us 0. So I want to turn this into a formula that gives me the components of velocity. Private double Vx Vy and this will be get velocity components, and then this is going to be double t time in seconds. So at time in seconds, I guess I want to call it at time in seconds. And then we're going to default to 0. And so if we have an at time in seconds equals 0, then this is going to be, and actually I want this to be an unsigned, there is no such thing as an unsigned double or unsigned float. Because what if I want a fraction of a second? Anyway, we want this number to be positive because we don't want to go back in time. I mean, I guess if we like, yeah, I don't know. we're not going to do that. So we're going to return a tuple that has Vx and Vy, get velocity components at time in seconds. And we have the formula for horizontal velocity. Oh, and then we actually need the velocity value, so double, we need the angle in radians, and we need the velocity itself. The angle in radians. And so we don't have a time component when we're dealing with the x velocity, because again, in a vacuum, an object will continue in motion unless acted upon by another force. And horizontally, there is no force acting on this arrow. However, in the vertical direction, we have gravity acting on the force. So we need the velocity times the angle that we're shooting at, the sine of the angle that we're shooting at in order to get the vertical component, plus gravity times at time t, at time in seconds. And then we're going to return the tuple vx vy. Cool. So now we have a way to get the arrow's velocity at any point in time in parts, in components, because its velocity will be, changing over time. So var vx comma vy, I am deconstructing it this way. If you haven't seen deconstruction, you'll figure it out. So now I'm still storing vx and vy into these two variables. I'm just doing it in a way where I'm saying I want to get this tuple that we're going to get back from velocity components and put it into these two variables respectively. So the tuple from here will get put into each of these independently. Instead of, just having one value back that is velocity components, and then we have var vx equals velocity components dot vx. It does this automatically for us when we use deconstruction. Yatta. Okay, so we do want the initial velocity in the x and y. We want to know how far does it travel? Oh yeah. How long would it take to get to the target? So depending on what our x direction is, how long does it take for us to go from where we are, point 0, travel the distance to the target? And the reason that we're doing distance over velocity is because if you look at the units on this, distance, we're going to assume, don't put the word assume because that's making me say assume. Distance is in meters, and then the velocity is in meters per second. And if you divide meters by meters per second, you'll get meters over meters times seconds, which is just seconds. So that gives you the time component of how long it would take at constant velocity to reach the target horizontally. Now we want to know how long is it in the air. So time to ground is, all right, this one is going to be a little bit harder. We need to go starting at launch elevation. I don't know why it's negative here. Why are you negative? We're shooting up into the air. Oh, okay. So how long does it take for us to travel from our launch elevation to the ground? And that's going to be initial elevation divided by Vy, but this should also be plus gravity. Oh, it's at the end. Plus, oh my gosh. Is that one of the formulas that's on here? Maximum height. Okay, according to this, yeah, what if the starting value, the starting height is higher than ground level? If any object is thrown with velocity u making the angle 0 from horizontal, then the horizontal component is blah. The vertical component is blah. And again, we are considering from ground level to the maximum height to ground level. So we also still need to add the distance between the initial height to the ground. So this is the distance between initial height to the ground. One other thing that we know, for those of you that are learning physics as we go, here's a teaching lesson. I'm a physics tutor now. Anyway, the velocity here at A is going to be the same velocity at C. Again, no wind resistance. We're in a vacuum. Everything falls at the same velocity in a vacuum. So the velocity at A is the same as the velocity at C. So we're solving two problems simultaneously. The first one is, how long does it stay in the air before it reaches the original height when we shoot it at a given velocity? And so the answer is 2 times the amount of time it takes to get to its highest point. And so that's where this formula comes from. So half of the time is the time it takes to get to its highest point, which is this. So that means that the total time of flight will be 2 times this. Okay. So we're going to go piece by piece. Var time to max height is, it's not negative Vy over gravity. Oh wait, yes it is. This is the y component. Oh man, they should reuse variables, dang it. This is the y component of the velocity over gravity. And so this gives us meters per second over meters per second squared, which again gives us seconds because the meters cancel out. And then one of the seconds cancels out. So this will be seconds squared over second. And so we're left with seconds. Then time to ground will be 2 times time to height plus the time it takes for it to get from its initial elevation to the ground. And how do we do that? Okay, so that's probably what this thing is. This is meters over meters per second, which gives us seconds back. I mean, we still have gravity acting on it, so what am I missing here? This looks like it should be right, where we're trying to go from our current elevation to the ground at our given velocity, but we're missing the gravity factor. How do we calculate the speed of the maximum velocity of a dropped ball from height, whatever. Free fall. Okay, so this formula, yay math. Look, this says arrow speed. Why is there a specific arrow speed calculator on this? 42? I kind of want to keep this. Oh, stream in video. There's an arrow speed calculator. What? Anyway, right now we're just looking at free fall speed, and it is initial velocity plus gravity times time. But we want to find out what time is. We don't have the final velocity nor time. All right, if you want to calculate the distance traveled by a free-falling object, you need to write down the equation of motion, which is 1/2 times gravity times time squared. Actually, it's gravity times 1/2 time squared, but whatever. I'm kidding. If the initial displacement and velocity are both equal to 0, it boils down to this. If the object is already traveling with an initial velocity, you have to take that into account too. So initial velocity at time t plus 1/2 gt squared. We do have time t. We have the time it took for it to get to its maximum height times 2. So that's time t. Original height is 2 times time to maximum height time t. Okay, so we're going to use this as our time t here. So initial velocity times t. If the initial displacement and velocity are both equal to 0, you can immediately see that the object's distance traveled is proportional to the fall time squared. It means that with each second, the falling body travels a substantially larger distance than before. Another interesting fact is that it does not depend on the mass of a free-falling object. If you drop a feather and a brick, they'll hit the ground at the same time, in a vacuum, of course. Yeah, what if I don't know time t? In the RT time. You have to redeem that, Dukasoft. Oh, I don't have water. Why am I out of water? I blame you, Dukasoft. Okay, so given this, I don't have any. We have the initial velocity, which again, it's going to be the same at time t that it was at time 0, or at time t time, at this time. So Vy, except this one will be negative. You are not negative. There we go. Good grief. Okay, so we are now moving in a downward direction. Oh wait, yeah, it is. Good grief. Down will be positive in this case. I don't know why, but it is. So times t time plus 1/2 gravity Why don't you give me gravity for free? Oh, because I need to put the times. Gravity times math.pow t time squared. Yeah, the problem with this, if I don't make this negative, then it's not going in the same direction as gravity, and therefore it'll slow down, which is what it should be doing up here. Okay. So let's just say that I'm correct. Is that matching this? Yeah, there's still nothing that's telling this thing where the ground is. So what is S? Speed. Yeah, show me how to calculate this. Look, S is... What? S is distance. So we don't know T. S is distance. So let's rewrite this equation real quick. Where we don't know T, but we know S. Back to my handy dandy drawing board. Okay, so we know that the equation is V equals V naught plus GT. Why only GT and not 1/2 GT squared? Calculate the final free fall speed just before hitting the ground. What are you, okay, still not sure how our free fall calculator works. Don't worry, we prepared a simple example to walk you through it. Determine the gravitational acceleration. What? Holy cow. Determine the gravitational acceleration on Earth. It's negative 9.8 meters per second squared. Decide whether the object has an initial velocity. It does for us. Choose how long the object is falling. We want to calculate that. This is so very confusing. Yeah, this is I need to find the formula for this. I'm out of time, but the point is that we need to find out determine how long it takes for the projectile to reach the ground from its initial height at its current velocity. Are you just going to do that for me? So it's 2 times the initial height divided by gravity, square root of. That does seem more plausible, but I don't know that for sure. And then our total time to ground is, if that is the correct value, will be t time plus that number. So the total time it was vertically in the air before it reached its original height, plus the time that it'll take from getting from its original height at its starting velocity to the ground. Then we can determine, is the time it takes to get the easy answer, the easy out is the time it takes to get to the target longer than the time that it spends in the air? If so, you missed the target because you were short. So that's an easy check to see if you hit the target. We're really close. I wanted to find that, but I need to go because meetings, and Wednesdays are great. Wednesdays are fantastic. But I do hope you all enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed myself. We're going to find the answer to this. I'll probably find it offline because I don't like looking at math. Hello, President Not Sure. I am not being sarcastic. I'm never sarcastic. Anyway, it for the well am as. We're going to go find a bit of Gamey because I really love rating him and I love hanging out with him. So we're going there, and then I will probably need to get pulled into a meeting. So I might have to duck out early. Hey, you can't see me. Why can't you see me? I was a ghost. Raid Bit Gamey. Automated Realms says, or actually Duca says to Automated Realms, is one lion being sarcastic? Sorting through context. Oh, one lion discussing code again. That would be the case. Regardless, one lion consistently proves skillful at maneuvering the bits and bytes of code, consistently creating slick and snappy applications. You're being too kind, Automated Realms. Oh, stop it. And thank you. Anyway, yes, what Dukasoft just posted, I'll post a recording of this VOD to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. At least I'll schedule it to that if I get to it in time. If not, it'll get posted sometime late after 24 hours. Feel free to join our Discord if you're interested in hanging out with us. If you're already a part of way too many Discords, no worries. You do not have to join ours. You're not missing out on much. We're a pretty quiet bunch on my Discord, at least. They're probably rambunctious everywhere else. But yeah, that's it. Apologies if the praise was unwarranted. Nevertheless, happy that my humble words brought you a semblance of joy and comfort. Oh, this bot. Okay, anyway, that's it for me for now. Enjoy. See you on Friday.